like positive psychology and neuroscience. I'm not a
So I
neuroscientist.
was just going to say, what's your background?
Yeah, my background is actually in education.
Yes.
My master's is in education.
Right.
But I've been running workshops for teenagers and mostly for women since about 1994.
Right, so around New Zealand?
Around New Zealand, yeah.
And what's the outcome been like? Obviously success stories for you.
Wonderful success stories. I mean, I've got several that are very exciting. But I just came off of a book tour in San Francisco, well, across the states, actually. I went across the United States, but I spent quite a bit in San Francisco because that's where I'm from. And one woman came to a book event, and she bought the book, and then I went on the road, and I traveled across the country. I came back and did a couple more, and she asked if she could take me out to lunch. And I said, oh, absolutely. And she said, I finished the narrative, and I've started the journaling, and I want to tell you how much this book resonated with me. But I'm not your typical person that you'd imagine. And I said, okay, why? And she said, I never had kids, I was never married, and I'm not divorced, and I'm not technically retired, but sort of. I've been in a convent for most of my life, and I just left the convent, and I feel directionless and purposeless, and your book has been a godsend.
Wow,
When she said it's been a godsend, I kind of took that literally.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you've covered it of people, and I can totally relate to it when the kids have left home.
Yes.
Suddenly, if she's not busy, not involved with work, suddenly the life does change, doesn't it?
Absolutely, completely.
Divorce.
And what we find, what we've heard again and again in our workshops, and I've heard women that are buying the book are emailing me or contacting me, and I hear the same stories again and again, and that there's this feeling of lost, of purposeless, of directionless, and forgetting who we are. There's so many of us thought, oh, we had these dreams and we had certain ideas, and then through the course of time, there's this sort of like, who am I? Where did I go? The thing, and some other research that I've done very recently, which is interesting, is about drunkorexia, which is what I was talking about on breakfast today. Drunkorexia is a term that's being used, that was used, it's a relatively new term from the Urban Dictionary, but it was used to describe how women in university, young women, were balancing drinking too much with eating. So it became an eating disorder. They'd count their calories and say, well, I'm going to have these many glasses of wine, so I won't eat those calories. Yeah. And it became this whole cycle. The scary part now, Brian, is that middle-aged women are starting to show this. There's this whole thing about not only are we laying all this stuff on ourselves, but society is telling us to be a great career woman, a wonderful mother, keep a beautiful house, keep your partner satisfied, and be politically active and socially active.